Hello, we're going to be making deviled kidneys for breakfast, and this is how you do them. 2 kidneys per person, it's just for me. My wife doesn't like it, so this is just something I do on a Sunday morning every once a fortnight or so. Chop them up with a pair of scissors. What you're wanting to do is remove the hard white core, which is not at all pleasant. So I just tend to snip around it and put it to one side. I've got someone here who will eat it and enjoy it in a minute. So we get the second one and do the same. These are lamb's kidneys, and it's very important that you use lamb's kidneys rather than pigs or anything else. So now we've got the kidney pieces. Now, my special thing that I do with them is add bacon, which I've never seen in a recipe, but I used to do when we had a B&B, and I think it makes it much more of a breakfast thing. So this is a rasher of back bacon. You want to get a good decent rasher of back like this, or perhaps 2 or 3 rashers of streaky, and chop them up in little strips like that. Put those in with the kidney. Now we next need a bit of flour, so just dollop some flour in, some cayenne pepper. This is what gives the deviled. This really depends on taste, how much you put in. The more you put in, obviously, the hotter it's going to be. Some black pepper, a bit of salt, and you give that a good stir so that all the bacon and the kidneys are coated in the flour, which is flavoured with cayenne pepper. One other thing I forgot to mention, very important, some English mustard powder. Again, I'm afraid I don't really measure it out. You can see there how much I've put in. The more you put in, again, like the cayenne pepper, the hotter it will be. So that is stage 1. Our next stage is cooking them. You want a decent dollop of butter like that in a frying pan, and just let that melt for a moment. Get your kidneys. While I'm waiting for that to melt, I'll tell you what this is over here. This is some chicken stock. It's just half an OXO cube in boiling water. So now we're going to fry the kidneys. Make sure you get all that lovely flavoured flour out. Can you hear that starting to sizzle? So we will now cook these just in the butter for about 10 minutes. Remember I told you I had someone who'd want these little bits of kidney? Well, there she is. Come on then, Maisie. While she's enjoying those, we'll get back to frying our kidneys. Now I said 10 minutes, but these have actually only had about 5 minutes. And this is what you want to see them. Starting to brown, sizzling away. Keep stirring them. Now the next phase is adding the chicken stock. And this we do a little at a time. So we add a bit, give it a stir, add a bit more. Let it come back to the boil. Then just keep adding and stirring. It doesn't really matter if you add a little bit too much, because what we're going to do, I'm going to put it all in, and what we're going to do now, stir it in like that, let it come back to the boil, and then it will reduce through boiling or through simmering. So now we'll just leave it for a minute or two. It's coming back to the boil. And we'll just let it reduce. Now while we're waiting for the sauce to reduce, we add a very important ingredient, a good splash of Worcester sauce. And that will give us a richer looking sauce. As well as adding beautifully to the taste. Now this has been bubbling away for about another 5 minutes, and you can see how it's reduced. The sauce has thickened and it's sticking to the kidneys and the bacon. So we'll just give that a couple of about a minute more. I've prepared a piece of toast, buttered toast. Now, I much prefer to use white bread, but we don't have any. So this is brown seeded bread is going to go on. And we're very nearly there. So now here we are, just a few seconds later. You can see how the sauce has thickened up beautifully. And we're just going to pour those out onto the toast. And it's all just about ready. All we need is the final flourish, which is some parsley. Just sprinkle that on it and around it to make it look nice. And there we have it. Devil kidneys with bacon. Beautiful Sunday morning breakfast. I hope you enjoy it if you make it.